Hello, everybody, and welcome to Episode 9 of Ben Jammin Shams. For me, this is Friday night, so it is Friday night movies, of course, which is what I do on Fridays, is watch a nice, beautiful, awesome movie. Today's movie that I want to discuss with y'all is the 1989 movie Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. This PG-13 movie has a running time of approximately 2 hours and 8 minutes, and it's third in the series of 5. And number 5, they're not, I don't know if they're currently or not currently working on it because of COVID. So there's a little bit of a time where it's going to come out later on, hopefully by 2022, that the movie comes out. The movie is set in 1938 during World War II, and what it is what happened was Dr. Henry Jones is out looking for the Holy Grail, which is his life's long dream, is to find the Holy Grail, because he's an archaeologist and he's a doctor, and he has a doctorate in archaeology and wants to find the Holy Grail. Well, while he's out searching for it, he ends up disappearing. So his son, the title character Indiana Jones, who is an archaeologist and a professor and a really talented he's a talented archaeologist and a talented professor. He runs out to go and see if he can find his father and bring him back home safely. The two main leads of the movie are Harrison Ford, who plays Indiana Jones, and the amazing Sean Connery plays Dr. Henry Ford, Indiana's father. It was directed by Steven Spielberg, and the score was done by none other than John Williams. Like I said before in The Color Purple, The Color Purple is the first time that Steven Spielberg did not use John Williams to score the soundtrack. But every other time that he has done a movie, he has used John Williams' talented ability to write and conduct a score for the movie, and that's what he did for Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. The movie was produced by Robert Watts for Lucasfilm Limited. George Lucas was one of the creators of the character Indiana Jones. If in case you didn't know that, he was one of the ones that produced it, and it was distributed by Paramount Films. The movie cost $48 million, and the movie grossed $474.3 million. So it did amazingly well at the box office. So 4 fun facts about this movie. Is the first one was that it was shot around the world. So it was shot in Spain, Italy, Jordan, West Germany, the UK, and the United States. The horses that were rode in the end of the movie, when you watch the movie, it's a great scene at the end of the movie where the credits start rolling and they're riding horses. But those horses were owned by the King of Jordan, which is one of the places that I said it was filmed, was in Jordan. And there's a scene on the blimp that happens with Harrison Ford and Sean Connery, and the scene where you see them, like you see me, from the head up or from the waist up, where you just see them from the waist up. From the bottom down, they're only wearing their boxers, which I think is adorable, because it was so hot on the set for the blimp, that they were like trying to be more comfortable, and they wanted to cool down because they were sweating profusely. So they were like, well, just let me take off my pants and I'll shoot the scenes like that, and that's what they did. And also, did you know, this is a nice, cool, fun fact that I love also revealing. If I find these, I will definitely put them in every movie. But originally, Tom Selleck from Magnum P.I. fame and Blue Bloods was supposed to be Indiana Jones, but somehow something happened and it ended up not being him, and they went with Harrison Ford, who they also knew was Han Solo from another sci-fi juggernaut of Star Wars. So, which is great that they picked him. So why I love this movie, it was the only movie that I saw in theaters that at the time I didn't go with my brother Terry. I went with my brother Jeff. He took me to see this movie. My brother Jeff, my oldest brother Jeff, took me to see this movie with his girlfriend, her 3 kids, and her niece. And Jeff and his girlfriend and all of them, they were Jehovah's Witnesses, and I was just coming into also studying and learning more about the faith, as well as being a Jehovah's Witness. And in the movie, they mentioned Jehovah. So it's kind of ironic that the one movie that me and a bunch of Jehovah's Witnesses went to go see mentioned Jehovah. So it's kind of like fate and kismet and all that great stuff that goes with it. So that's a great memory and one of the reasons why I love the film. I also love it because I've seen this. So I own this movie on VHS solo. I own it in a VHS compilation package, and I own it separate on DVD, and I own it in a DVD collection. So I have like 4 or 5 different copies of this absolutely astonishing movie, and I have seen it over 600 plus times. I used to watch it once a day. Back when I first got it, and when it came out on VHS, I think in '89 or '90, when I first got on VHS, I would watch it like once. I would watch it once a day. I broke the VHS tape so many times I had to rebuy it all the time, and then when it came out on DVD, it was just easier to watch. So I just watched it repetitively. I know pretty much every line from this movie. When people say something that literally has a part of a phrase from this movie, I will finish out the line from the movie when people are talking like, what are you talking about? It's just one of the cool quirks that I have, or maybe not so cool, depending on who you are, how many times you hear me quote this movie. But yeah, I can definitely quote a lot of it. It's absolutely astonishing. It's actually my favorite action adventure movie of all time. So that's why I'm mentioning it. I mentioned The Notebook last week because it's my favorite romance movie. So next week I'm gonna probably do my favorite comedy. We'll see how that goes because I just do these randomly and just make sure that I cover everything that I have because I have a very big collection. So that's it for this episode of Benjamin's Jams. I just wanted to thank George Lucas for creating this character, Steven Spielberg and John Williams for putting their beautiful touches to it, Robert Watts for producing it and helping it get to fruition, and all the actors and actresses that were on this scene, the dogs, not the dogs, but the animals that were used in it, all the action sequences, the stunt men, the stunt women. I mean, everybody that had their hands on this, I thank you so much for making this, and please don't stop doing what you're doing because you do amazing work in what you do. So if you like this episode, please click like down cheer. And if you want to subscribe to this awesome, really crazy looking black guy, just subscribe down here. And we can get this going on a regular basis and we can see each other more often. And you can listen to my favorites. And at the bottom, after you hit like and subscribe, of course, which you should really do, make sure to put some comments down there and let me know what's going on and let everybody else know how much you love this movie as well. So I hope to talk to y'all soon and have a great night. Hopefully watch something great on Friday.